Hello and welcome back to my craft room. It's the day before Christmas Eve 2021 and a little early Christmas present just popped through my door. Look away now if you haven't had your Scrawlr box yet, because this is going to be a great big spoiler. Okay, no time for waffling today. I'm sure you'll agree that'll be a nice change. Let's get straight in there. It feels a reasonably weighty box this time. I think this is actually upside down. There we go. Liking the colour scheme, liking the colour scheme. So here's the most exciting part of the package, arguably. But, ooh, toned sketch tile. Jet black card for all media. It really is a very black. Reasonably heavyweight. What are we? 200 GSM. Reasonably smooth. Yeah. All media, jet black card. Lovely. Oh, do you know, I'm getting a little bit of a clue for what might be inside here. Look at that. It's all silver and gold. Now, I bet you don't pronounce that Yeep Fong Ray. So I'm really sorry for mispronouncing the name, but you could see for yourselves. So this is a featured artist for this month. He's from Malaysia. She's from Malaysia. I don't actually know if it's a he or a she from the name. Passionate art lover who loves to express the world by using own visual language. I've been learning art for only a few years and it totally changed the way I think and how I see the world. Very distinctive, very unusual. Puts me in mind of something, but I'm not sure what. Anyway, I'm not going to have too much of a peek at the zine because that will tell me what's inside. I want to keep myself in suspenders for a bit longer. Let's go in. Oh, I should say, let's keep us in suspense for a little bit longer. I should say for anybody watching this that hasn't seen a Scrawlr box before, this is a UK-based subscription art box. It's always a huge surprise what you get in there. You always get a new kind of could be pens or crayons or paints or all kinds of artistic media to try. You always get some kind of a substrate. So in this case, it's this pad of black sketch tiles. You always get a zine. You always get work by the featured artist and lots of inspiration inside the zine. And I think it currently costs £16.95 a month, including post and pack into the UK. I'm not sure if it's more to other countries. I would assume it is, but I haven't looked. But I will leave a link to Scrawlr Box below so you can check it out if you're interested. Oh look, and you always get a little sweetie, and it's usually in some way colour themed. The supplies, I love that gold word is original. Spectrum Noir metallic paint markers. Oh my word. I was just looking at some of these at work yesterday and thinking, oh, I fancy some of them, but I better not. And now I've got some. Ooh, glad I didn't give in and buy them. You always get a lovely little sticker. I've got quite a collection of these now. Oh, it's shinier than usual. Out of the Darkness, the Scrawlr Challenge. You always get one of those every month. It's a word or phrase. Out of the darkness, time to shine. Bring your creations out from the dark and into the light with this month's shimmering metallic supplies. We've got a Posca paint pen. I love these. So this is a black one. With a medium-sized bullet nib. We've got, this is like a jelly roll pen. Yep, jelly roll Moonlight pen. Ooh, look at the pretty. I'll swatch all these in a minute. I'll swatch them on the black card, and I'll maybe find some white as well, and we'll We'll try them on that too. Oh, I've had these before, Derwent sketching pens. They're lovely. Probably the most exciting part is these. Intense high shine metallic paint markers. Fully opaque and will work on almost any surface. Exclusive to Scrawlr Box. I mean, obviously Spectrum Noir make these pens anyway, but this little set. I don't think the metallic paint markers are exclusive. I think it's this set that's exclusive. Nice colours. So we've got a silver, a gold and a copper colour. Ah, and they're different size nibs as well. So that's interesting. So the silver is a 7mm, the copper is a 3mm and the gold is a 4mm. Like with all of these kind of things, they will probably need a good shake and priming. Ah, so it's a chisel nib, which means you can get a really broad line or thin lines if you use it the other way. The nibs, yeah. Oh, and that's a so that's a 3mm bullet nib. This is a 4mm chisel nib. Oh, am I being? No, they are just one-ended. They are just one-ended. And this is a tiny fine point. If it will focus for me, there we are. Also, it's a huge variety of nib sizes as well as colours. This is going to be great fun. I better save a sweetie for a little bit later. Okay, so I'll swatch everything in a minute, and I'm just going to have some of this acrylic paper for just the first thing I grabbed from a previous Scrawlr box, so we can see what everything looks like on white as well. But let's just have a quick peek in the Scrawlr zine first, because there'll be some tips and things in there. Oh, small but mighty. So that's this. Available in pink and purple. Which colour did you get? I got pink. Last time there was a choice of colours, I got pink, which is fine. Smaller in comparison to other markers, but they're super opaque and rich in pigment. Not particularly small, are they? I'm interested to see why it's called Moonlight. Does that mean it's going to have like a glittery effect? That'll be interesting to find out. 3 pens, 3 ways, 3 styles. So that's these in 3 variety of nib styles and sizes, so you can really mix up your mark making. Yeah. Perfect for darker surfaces where their intense finish will pack a punch of metallic shine. That's the sticker. Matte black finish with the Posca paint pen. Great for creating contrast, fixing mistakes and adding in extra details. Yeah. Yes, it'd be interesting to use it as almost as a negative mark on this black paper, isn't it? Here's all about the artist. I'll have a good old read of that later, because I always love reading about the artist. I love their work. Artist advice. I think when doing doodle art, it's just about freeing your mind and go for it without overthinking. The most difficult part is getting started. Yeah, I'll have a good old read of all this later. Once metallic markers have dried, they're permanent, so you don't have to worry about erasing your pencil line work. Blend fast. It's best to work fast and while the paint is still wet if you want to experiment with blending. It would be interesting to experiment with blending, wouldn't it? Each layer will dry fully opaque, and then once it's dry you can go back over with another colour. Oil-based paints don't react to water, so you can use them on things like glass, ceramics and fabrics. That's great. The black Posca dries matte onto the black paper. Great contrast to the metallic finish of the other markers. Come in handy for correcting mistakes. Go slow. In contrast to the Spectrum Noir markers, it's advised to work with more patience with the jelly roll pens for the best result. Use slow strokes. So that's with this pink one, to ensure an even flow of vibrant ink and allow time for them to dry fully to avoid smudging. Super vibrant and opaque, so they layer up nicely on top of the other markers. So that will be interesting to try too. Take a look at, this is the featured artist, doodling a samurai character. Use your phone to scan the QR code to watch him in action. Ooh, I have got a new phone, I might be able to do that now. I couldn't with my old phone, I might try that later. I'm not going to do that on camera and make a fool of myself. And this was such an exciting but challenging box. So this would have been 2 months ago, and they were alcohol markers, and the challenge was out of the lamp. And look at some of these amazing things people came up with, aren't they? I mean, I can't pick a favourite out of those. Out the lamp is a clever idea, making it all the colours coming out of a lamp. We got a black fine liner with it as well. Lovely. I'll have a better look at them later, check some of those out. And then you always get a little feature that is usually something to do with the contents of the box or whatever. Okay, so that's that. It's going to take me a minute to wake up all of these pens. I'll just use the backs here. I'll get all these going, and then I'll cut this bit out. Oh, I love that. So it's the Art Gecko little logo there. The little symbol on the back is imprinted into the. Isn't that lovely? Oh, here we go. It's coming through. Yeah, nice. That's that one. Just on the off chance that anybody might be watching this who hasn't done this before or tried out these kind of pens, with lots of these kind of pens, when they first arrive, they're just a dry white nib like this. What you have to do is give them a good shake, and then you just press up and down gently on the nib, just to press the nib in and out a few times until the ink starts to flow. Just in case there's anybody out there watching this who's never done that before, I think they've got a duff pen. That's what you have to do. And every time you use these paint pens and markers and things, it's a good idea to give them a good shake up before you start, or even during, whilst you're using them sometimes. Okay. Now this one, yeah, that's just okay, straight out the thing. Da-da. Okay, we're ready to swatch. So let's first of all try it on the substrate provided. Ugh. Bit of glue. Oh. There's glue sort of on the page as well, which is a bit. Let's get that off. This is going to be my swatching page anyway, so it doesn't matter. So here's the silver, which is the finer point. Let's give it a go. Nice, it flows beautifully, it feels lovely on this paper. Do a little block of it there, just to try some of the other pens over the top in a minute. Right, how quickly is it drying? Is that dry already? Yeah. Yeah, dries very fast. That's already dry. And it's a lovely, solid, proper silvery silver. I like that. Try the gold. So the gold is the chisel tip. It's a 4mm chisel tip. So I should be able to get thin and thicker lines with this. Yeah, that's quite nice. I'm astonished at how fast this dries. I mean, I've obviously picked up a little bit on my finger there actually, but okay, that's that. And now the copper, which is the bullet nib, 3mm. So I can get a variety of thicknesses with that one as well. And then I want to try this pink. Now they said to go slow with this one. So if I scribble really quick, well, it's not too bad actually, is it? Just want a little bit of solid colour there to experiment with in a minute. It's quite a thin nib, so I wouldn't want to colour in too big of an area with it. Yeah. It does make, again, a really quite opaque mark on the black. You can see it's definitely going to take longer to dry. Look how beautiful those colours are though, those metallics. Okay, so these are dry. I'm going to try going over the top of each of them with this pink just to see what kind of effect we get. Yep, it really does go quite nicely over the top. I said to go slowly. Yeah. Well, it doesn't show so much on the copper, but I mean, it's just pink on copper isn't going to show so much. That's all it is. It is though sitting very much on the surface and is quite opaque. Yeah. Lovely. Now I want to try going over one of the other colours with. Yeah, they definitely, once that underlayer is dried, it does just go straight over the top. There's no showing through. But what if I wanted to mix? So I'm going to have to be very, very fast if I want to mix these. You can though, you can. Yeah, they're not really blending. I could smudge it in with my finger. I mean, I get it on my finger, but they did blend together quite nicely. Okay, then I want to try the black over the top because I said you could use that to erase mistakes as well. And that pink is now dry. I'm going to erase one of those pink lines with this. So I want to see, I'm going to do a little square of it there so we can see just how matte it is. At the moment it looks blacker than the black of the card. Goes over the top of the others beautifully. So if I just wanted to, say, tidy up that edge. I think if you had a big area of it like that, it's going to show because it is blacker. That has now dried. Well, yeah. But in amongst a doodle, like, you know, if you were doing this kind of thing and you'd just done something wrong you just wanted to take out, you definitely wouldn't notice that you'd made a mistake. Yeah. Or just making me think of is like a printed circuit board. Wouldn't it be fun to see if I can do a printed circuit board effect? It's a shame I didn't get a green one of these. And probably I will want to use a white paint pen as well. But for the challenge, you're only supposed to use what's in the box. I just want to see now if this pencil shows up okay on the black. It does. It shows up well enough for you to sketch out a doodle, definitely. Or whatever else you're going to sketch out. Yeah. They are just so impressive on that black. Right, shall we have a look at them on the white and just see how that looks? So let's go the other order this time. So that's just my sketching pencil rather. Oh, and the other thing they said about doing was that you wouldn't have to worry about rubbing out your pencil lines. Oh, that's obviously too soon. That hasn't dried because that was I put quite several layers of that, didn't I? Let's see if it rubs out any of these other bits. These should be well dry by now. Oh no, look. So where I've gone more than one layer, it definitely, you need to leave plenty of time for it to dry. Because where it's only one layer, yeah, that's not moving at all, that's brilliant. Yeah, but where I'd put an extra layer, it obviously it keeps it wet for a bit longer. That should have been, yeah, should have been obvious, really. But it's because I think because the first layer dried so fast, I just didn't even think about it. Okay, I'm going in the other order this time. So this is my Posca paint pen. Posca. This is my Jelly Roll Moonlight. No, it was. No, I'm saying Moonlight. It's reminding me that I wanted to know why it's called Moonlight. Has it got a twinkle in it? Jelly Roll Moonlight 10. I guess it's just because it works on the dark paper, is it? I want to see, once that's dry, I want to see it kind of... Yeah, it dries matte. And there's no... I don't think there's any kind of twinkle in it or anything like that. Just so we can see. I'll leave that to dry for a bit and then we'll be able to see. Because when you look at that, it kind of... To me, it implies there's going to be some kind of iridescence to it or something. Maybe that's just me. Okay, and then we've got the metallics. So the chisel tip. Look at that. That gold is... the camera's picking it up really nicely, actually. Makes you think of those illuminated manuscripts. It does me anyway. So that was a chisel tip. This is the bullet. This is what I mean where sometimes with these pens they suddenly doesn't seem to be metallic all the way across the stroke. So this is why I'm thinking I need to shake it a bit more and try it again. Sometimes you need to do that. Yeah, let's see, there we are, it's better. See the difference there? Massive difference. That's it, yeah. And then the silver. This is the fine point. I'm going to try going over the gold with the silver. I mean, it doesn't show all that much because it's silver and gold, but that's pretty impressive that it's gone just completely over it like that, isn't it? I love these. Another favourite box, I say every time. Oh, I just wanted to see if there was any sign of any iridescence or anything in this pink. No, it is just a flat matte pink, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. It's just that I think I feel a bit sort of confused by them being called Moonlight. I think it must be just because they work so well on dark paper. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So if I hadn't have messed that up there, they're completely dry now. Let's go over this again, just because I can. Oh, yeah. These are going to be a lot of fun to play with, and they feel very sort of festive, you know. That's a wise man. Look how gold that looks. And see if it goes straight back over that black again. Yeah, brilliant. Thrilled to bits with these. And they just feel lovely to use on this paper. Yeah. So, oh, look at that shine. So, okay. I think that's all I need to do for now. I'm gonna, oh dear, new mouse isn't working. I had a Bluetooth mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard, and suddenly my PC decided it didn't like Bluetoothing anymore. So I've had to buy another mouse and keyboard. Really annoying. Never mind. So that's enough. I better get on with some Christmas preparations now. I'm very excited. I've got my oldest sons arriving tomorrow, so I'll have both my sons with me for Christmas, as well as my husband, of course. But that'll be the first time it's happened in years, so I'm really excited, and I've got lots of preparations to make, so I better go and crack on. But I could not wait until after Christmas to open my Scrawlr box, of course. Hope you enjoyed that little sneaky peek. And I will come back probably next week sometime and have a little think about the challenge and show you what I've decided to do with that. So I hope you all have a lovely Christmas wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and I will see you all again really soon. Thanks for watching today. Happy Christmas.